I know you never hurt me, but that's okay. 'Cause once you hear my popping, you're gonna walk this way. Now I sound different, nothing quite.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition, to another installment of hashtag Fade to Black. I am your host, Donnell Elamonte Moores. Welcome to another Monday that we are blessed to see. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed your weekend and as well as enjoyed your mundane. I know Mondays can be, can really get to us, but one thing that I always say to myself, and you should too, at least I get to go home. At least the day ends. Whatever floats your boat, just know that you're not going to be there for the whole day. Well, for the whole, you know what I mean. You're not there all the way through the night. At least you get to go home. But with that being said, another great addition that we have for you. This show is really going to bring some men to the carpet. So if you're even the ladies, I highly encourage y'all to also watch this show, even though this is mainly going to be a talk for the guys. I want all the brothers, everybody to, all the men to join this convo, because I know a lot of people are still talking about what transpired in the at the Oscars with Will Smith and Chris Rock, and I believe for me, it goes deeper than what you see on the surface, and so it's just that deep in the surface that affects us all, definitely us as men. And with all that being said, let's go into our opening statements, because I got some great news to share with each and every one of y'all. And hopefully Beast will jump in and join into the show. And also like to thank our sponsor, Sky Zone Society, for sponsoring the whole show. So let's get into these opening statements. So, ladies and gentlemen, now y'all been seeing me posting up teachers videos of her about the African studies, African language week. I apologize, and I've been showing those videos for her, in spirit, and knowing that that she's always here with us. So, Teach reached out to the group a couple days that she is starring in an upcoming movie, as well as getting interviews in Africa. We have a star on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Starring in her movie, getting interviews from the news outlets, as well as getting a book published. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. A book published about her life. And so, for all of y'all who love Teach on the show, because I bump into people that says that they love Teach, and that she brings some femininity to the show, and also she brings balance to the show, and she's been on this show since the start, and also the inspiration for this show. This is what she's doing. Somebody who knew her way before this show even began. Y'all know why I call her Teach. She used to be my teacher when I was in college. And so have her on this show and having me meeting her and opening my eyes to a very revealing world, and to hear that she's doing all these things really brightens my heart. It brightens my day. It also puts a lot of respect on this show's name because she has been a patriarch on this show. It's great to hear that Teach is doing great things out. Not even great things. It's beyond great things. She is doing something that all of us only dream of doing, no matter it's here in the States, no matter if it's in freaking Africa, no matter if it's in whatever you are, or in China. Teach is living her best life. She went from being the queen mother, now she's being a star. And so if I were y'all, if y'all watch a lot of international television or international movies, watch out for this one right here. And so Teach, from all of us, and mainly from me, we are proud of you. We're happy that you have been a part of this show. I'm happy for you. It goes deeper than this show, that you have been a part of my life. Open my eyes to the world, teach me new things. You told me to keep going strong. And so thank you, thank you for that. But this is your time. The light's on you. The spotlight, is on you. Shine, sisters, shine. You deserve it. You worked hard. You paid the cost to be the boss. You paid your dues. Now it's time for those dues to pay off for you. From all of us here at the hashtag Fade to Black, I know if Mayo was here, which Mayo is running as well. He's seeing success also outside the show. May he deserves the spotlight as well, and that he, fingers crossed, will win. So once again, Teach, if we all were here, including Beast, we will all wish you a congratulations and nothing but the best, and continued and added on success to the success that you already have now. So, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all do follow Teach, go to her Facebook page, write congratulations, wish her nothing but the best. Teach, we love you. We understand why you couldn't, get on the show, but we cannot wait for you to come back, because every time you come back, it always seems to be a party. But I think this could be more than a party. It's like more of a homecoming when you come back. But Cheech, once again, congratulations. We love you. We miss you. Can't wait for you to come back. But for me, I can't wait to see the movie my dang self. And with that, that's my opening statements of a fellow panel member. And now when we come back, men, gentlemen, let's start this convo. We will be right back. First of all, before we jump into this, big shout out to Sky Zone Society for sponsoring this show. If you want hoodies, if you want shirts, if you're near the area, you want photography, film photography, all that good stuff, even candles that smell just like your Xbox game console to the PlayStation game console. Yes, candles. Go through Sky Zone Society at the bottom, right there, as their website is strolling. Click on it and get your merch or get your service today. Sky Zone Society. As I take a breathe in, breathe out, let's have this conversation, man. We all know. Now, here's the crazy thing. A lot of people, after a story like this, going back to the Chris Rock and Will Smith thing, a lot of people gonna say, "Oh, I'm sick and tired of hearing the story. We need to talk about something else." Me, a story definitely like this, you don't want to just see it for the surface. It's deeper than that. It's very deep. And for me as a man, if you was in Will Smith's shoes, you got to ask yourself the question, would you have done the same thing? Now, people will say, well, he's doing it to another black man. How about we take that part out? Let's leave Chris Rock out of it. Let's leave him out of it. And my boys, hey, I'm gonna send you the link, Billingsley. I'm gonna need you to step on in. This idea, this show actually came from you, so I'm gonna send you the link. Hold up, real quick. Let's go ahead and send him a link because Billingsley, he was on the show the last time, which I appreciated him being on here. I think it's only right that I should have him up on here helping out with this. But as he clicks in, I'm gonna continue with my point. So, eliminating what Chris Rock said, making it all about him. The focus should be on Will Smith and what he's been going through. So let's throw out the he smacked another black man. Let's throw that part out. Let's rewind 2 years ago. Let's rewind to 2 years ago. Everything that he went through. Now, a lot of y'all going to say that he gave Cena, whatever the hell his name is, August, whoever named that kid, August, got the blessings from Will Smith. Now, a lot of us is going to be convinced right there and said that since he did that, he deserved everything. That, not him, but Will Smith deserved everything coming to him. I will only agree to that partially, to an extent. I'm going to tell you why. What is giving the blessing? Because, follow me. Have you ever somebody gave you information that you wasn't privy to? But because, let's say, your mom knew about it, but your mom said this would be a great idea. Okay. But you didn't realize your brother, let's say your brother was the one that gave you the information you had to give the blessing. And let's say it was for you taking your dad's truck, which dad promised you when you get a certain age, this is your truck. The brother could have came back and said some BS, but mom said, you should do it. Okay, cool. And now your brother drive the truck, and you sit there, you tell him, Mom, well, Mom, you told me that Dad gave the truck. And she's like, yeah, I told you to have the truck. Then why your brother drive it? He said, and then it's too late. What was that conversation? Because maybe I'm going down the rabbit hole a little bit, and you know how much I don't like doing that. But think about it. If you're in an open relationship, why would you get the husband or the wife's blessing? I'm talking to the men that have open relationships. If you're in an open relationship, you shouldn't have to ask. You know what it is. You know exactly what it is. So when I hear that he was given the blessings, but Will Smith never get the blessings from Jada. Y'all understand what I'm saying? If Will never had to give the blessings to Jada, then why is Jada telling Oscar and Cena to get the blessings from Will? Now, let that marinate on y'all membranes. We just can't sit there and just be like, well, he gave the blessings. What does that look like if they already in an open relationship? See, nobody never thinks about that. Nobody takes the time to literally just sit back and just think, well, if you're in an open relationship, why should you ask? And second of all, I don't understand why. I knew August was going through some things when he came out and he said it. The question should be asked to him, how did you ask? Did you literally go and ask and say, like, me and Jada got a little thing going on? You wouldn't mind if I hit? I don't think it went out like that, but you just have to think, how was this asked to Will? Because even the first part of that infamous entanglement interview that Jada and Will had, Jada said, first off, you knew what was going on. I told you what was going on. So, which brings me back to the blessing. It brings me back to that. Like, how did it go? If you're in an open relationship, you don't need to ask. Definitely the person that is the object of affection. I mean, little people, just ride with me here. This is not going down no conspiracy or nothing like that. We're looking at now. But we need to actually look at how we got here. Because if you're in an open relationship, there's no need to get any blessings. Now, understand, it's not Jada that went to ask for Will's blessing. This was the person that was messing with Jada, asking for his blessings, which make you think, did all of Jada's side pizzas have to come to Will and ask for permission? Or he was a special case? So y'all really have to think about these things. You have to really understand what you're accepting as fact. I have always said facts changes, but the truth never changes. And also what I said, majority of the time, you can't accept the things that's only on the surface. You got to dig deep. I'm not talking about conspiracy theory deep, but you got to dig on within, you got to dig under the surface to really get to the nitty gritty. So when all y'all sit there just stop there, well, he gave the blessings. A logical person would have asked, do all of Jada's side pieces ask for blessings to Will Smith? Or do Will side pieces have to go and ask Jada for the go? Because if that's the case, then that's not no open relationship. That's not an open relationship. That's beyond an open relationship. Or maybe they got a different interpretation of an open relationship, but that's not no open relationship. It's an open relationship with restrictions. For me, once again, for me, when I hear open relationship, it's everything out in the open. Everything is fair game. You don't have to ask for permission from nobody. It's like a freaking open bar. Get whatever you want. You still got to pay though. But you know what I mean. When the bar is closed, guess what? You can't get anything. But when the bar is open, everything is up for grabs. I want this. I want this. I want this. I want this. Give me that Henny. Everything's open. Maybe that's a weak analogy, example. But what I'm saying is, if you are in an open relationship, there's no explaining why you do what you do. Oh, let me send them this. Yeah, so there shouldn't be no reason for permission. Because it's like, I think this is the best one. When somebody lets you into their house, well, into their home, and the famous mi casa su casa, what's yours, what's mine is yours. Go get a drink. Now, my problem is I'm too respectful. Meaning, if you offer me to come in your home and you say mi casa su casa Morris, just whatever you want to brew, go get a brew. But I would still ask. I would be like, man, you think I could get another brew? And they would get mad. They'd be like, dude, I told you, go ahead, man. You stop asking. See, I've been raised like that, to respect somebody's house, to respect the home, you know. And so I still got that tendency. But the point is, if somebody's offering you to come in the house, mi casa su casa, what's mine is yours, there's no discussion. You get to walk to his or her kitchen, make a sandwich if you want to, get a beer, and you're back out in the freaking either the porch or back in the living room or back at the freaking table playing cards. Like nothing ever happened. That's, to me, is the perfect example for me of an open relationship. You know what it is. Because at the start of an open relationship, you already say, like, look, you already make it plain and clear. We're married, but we can have our side pieces. You can still run off with this dude, and I can still run off with this one chick. But it ain't gonna be that deep. You do what you can do, you do what you do over there. I'm gonna do what I do over here. Capiche? Cool, got it, great. And there's all it is to it. Who knows? They probably bring their freaking side pieces to their homes. Had dinner with them. No questions asked. I know Will's not going to question whoever Jada brings to the dinner table. And I know Jada's not going to ask no question about Will's side piece when she's sitting at the table. Who knows? Maybe both their side pieces start to get a relationship. Who knows? So that's why I believe this is crazy for somebody, definitely the side dude, to ask for Will Smith's blessings. Now, I said it on this show, and I must say it again. When the Red Table Talk, when that show first came out, I knew something bad was coming on the horizon, and here we are. Because honestly, if the Red Table Talk didn't show up, I don't even think that Will Smith will be in the position that he's in right now. Now, I think the real question is, from a man perspective, from Will's perspective, is Will a big part in what has happened in the past 2 years that led to this point? Does he take any blame? And I'm here to say yes. I sent out a question. I sent out a question, a link that I did for the Alamonte Show News. Is Jada is to blame for all this? And I remember on the show I did say that Jada was to blame. Now, even if somebody got majority of the blame, that means somebody else take the blame too. And Will is that. Because Will allowed it to happen this long, number one. And then number two, Will defended his wife at the wrong time, under the wrong pretenses. Like, really. Where for 2 years, after this entanglement interview, and a lot of y'all, once again, who sit there and say that Will gave August the blessing, was the same ones that sit there and made fun of this man, meaned his face with him in tears, that he's crying and all that stuff. Y'all did that. Now all of a sudden, he did this, he put this on himself. And before I introduce this brother, just give me a thumbs up if you're good, Billsley. Let's break it born. Ooh, yeah. I always wanted to do that right there. So let's go ahead and get my boy Billsley. Welcome back to the show, my brother. Welcome back.
I am so sorry that I am so uninclined with technology. And that took me a while. That was like figuring out math. Because I had a whole button at the bottom that showed like enter Savant.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, here we go. But it's cool. It's cool.
I got you. Yo, so let's go ahead and go back to what I was saying since you're here now. So I started off this topic. I started off because I want to see it talk from a man's perspective. Definitely from Will's perspective. I said, let's eliminate Chris Rock and let's eliminate what he smacked another black man. Let's eliminate that. I think the main focus, because people don't understand, this story is more than just Will smacking Chris Rock.
Yeah.
This story, of all stories, because like you got people now saying they sick tired hearing the story, but this story has evolved a lot. It has evolved a lot. The storyline itself, but as well as us men thinking about like, yo, I couldn't be in this position. Like, what was going through Will's mind? And so I go back to the blessing. And people just said, see, you remember when Jada said, and I remember you was the one that said on the show that Jada was the one that checked him about the blessing. My thing is, what did that blessing look like? What was actually said? Because everybody knows when people are asked, you probably had this happen with your little kid. When you just told your daughter no, I lie. When she go to mommy, hey mommy, I want some cookies, and she says no, and then she comes up to you, and she like, Daddy, can I have some cookies? And you be like, what did your mommy say?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm not saying that your daughter's lying, so no insinuations, just kid.
Believe me, that has happened. That has happened before. Yeah.
And your kid's gonna try and then, well, I did talk to mom and she didn't give me an answer. Okay, then go ahead. Without understanding the context of what she was asking or the details.
Yep.
And so when we saying, because I'm like I was saying on the show, and Bells, you've been watching a while, you know me. I'm not all about what's happening now in the aftermath.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know how we got here. How we got here is what makes the difference. So when your kid comes to you and sitting there and telling you, oh, well, mom didn't answer, you should say, go get some cookies. And then next thing you know, hey, come wifey. Why is she eating cookies? You're like, hold up, wait a minute. She said that you get an answer. You didn't hear me tell her when I said no? What did she told you? Now all of a sudden, you're in the hot seat. Mm-hmm. And so we have to understand, if this is an open relationship, like I use an example of if I had you to come to my home and we got Chuck in the house. What's up, Chuck? And I invite you to my house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Mikasa Suka type of guy. You come in the house and I say, hey, beer, soda, sandwiches, ice cream, whatever. Have at it. Like, I have an issue with still being respectful, because if I come in your house and you gave me that same treatment, I'm still gonna be like, hey man, you think I can get another brew? And you can be like, dude, I just told you Mikasa Sukasa.
Right.
That's what open relationship to me is. There's no questions. There's nothing being said. And I know for a fact, if you're in an open relationship, you already know what it is.
Yeah.
You already know, baby, I'm going to the club. I'm going to see Diana. Or you don't even have to say that. You just be like, hey, I'm chilling with the fellas.
Because you're doing it out of respect at that point. Right.
Right. Jada probably did say that, hey, me and the ladies going to go out for brunch, okay?
Right.
Need anything? No, I'm good. All right, cool. See you at 10 tonight. All right. So it's curious that it took August to ask the blessings from Will Smith, which to me is a missing in translation.
Mm-hmm.
Is because I know after hearing this story, with Will and Jada already knowing what they're doing,
right?
Why is it this one time, this person asking for, hey, yo, man. And then also, how did he ask? Because remember, and then you remember, August was going through some shit.
Mm-hmm.
He was going through some stuff.
Yeah.
So It could have been more of Jada is helping me out. Can I get
Right.
the blessings that it could have been? Can I stay at her house or whatever?
Mhm.
And so, and that's the curious part. And we got Chuck. He says they both need to retire and leave Hollywood. Who are we to judge other marriages? And
Wow.
then, in other words, fuck August.
Right. There you go.
and,
That
Chuck,
makes sense to me.
yeah,
Right.
and Chuck he hits it on the money. So people say, well, he gave him the blessing. Will Smith deserves all of this that's happened to him to an extent. He does get the blame for allowing this to continue to happen.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But we have to understand if there was already an agreement or an entanglement between Jada and Will, and none of their side pieces had to go and ask, or Will or Jada have to ask each other, hey, you think I can slide with this person?
I see what you're saying. They have rules to it. You know what I mean? If you have rules to it, that's probably was one of the rules. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. And so if they didn't do that at first, why is August an exception?
This is what happened then. So somehow I got to see the Red Table Talk again because this guy was really going in before I had even came here. Before I came home, I was looking at this guy talking about going over the Red Table Talk, because the thing is, it's a lot of jewels in that interview. Basically, this is my thought pattern, okay? Because this came up in the thought pattern. Tupac came up into this analysis of this whole situation leading up to the Oscars. When she was younger, she dealt with this guy. I think he was her first time, or as they said, he was the embedding, the imprint in her system. There's always that one guy that can be imprinted in a girl, that, which is why they tell you to be very careful who you deal with, like in the bedroom or whatever else, because if you imprint them, you can scar them for life. Meaning that you've become the standard in their world. If they're not having that standard within their world on a regular basis after you leave, they're heartbroken. So you can't bring Tupac back from death if he's dead or whatever, wherever he's at. You can't bring him back. So the thing is, what did Jada have to do? Well, she got into this marriage. What is it? Will Smith was, I guess, the best option because he was a guy on the rise, and he was about his money, he was about his career, he was a thriver, and that's what a lot of women say that they want, especially a guy with that type of personality or what he portrays in the public. It seems like that's what a lot of girls say they want, but in reality, they really want somebody else. In her case, it seems like she wanted the imprint, which was Tupac. You can't mess with Tupac at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and mess with somebody possibly close to him. So that's where Augustine comes into play. Not saying that he's similar like him, because you could tell they both look way different. But maybe he had that adventurous, thuggish aspect to him that attracted her to him. I think it's messed up about how this whole thing went down. I think it was a mistake on both of these people talking about that they had an open relationship. Maybe it was a thing of how there were rules in place. And the sad part about all of this, somebody snitched. Maybe this has been going on throughout their whole relationship, because they were always talking about that their relationship was open. But somebody snitched. So Augustine snitched. This could have been going on for 15 years and nobody knew until this guy broke the line. And then what was interesting about this interview that I saw, he was like, if it wasn't for August doing this, maybe they would have still been doing this stuff, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, and that's the sad part about this whole thing in this thing. That's the thing about relationships in general. If you go ahead and get into a relationship with somebody, and then you still got stuff that you need to figure out, you need to figure that stuff out before you go ahead and get entangled with somebody else and have them be drugged throughout your whole through the rest of their lives because of you. Now think about this situation that led to the Oscars. 2 years prior, or maybe even more than that, Will Smith has been drugged through the mud for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And naturally, this builded up in him for the longest time. And so now, after all this buildup, you go up to, and I will still say this, to the smallest man in Hollywood, one of the smallest men in Hollywood, because probably the only somebody who's smaller than him is Danny DeVito. So you go to one of the smallest guys in Hollywood, and then you take out all that stress, anger, frustration that you should be doing to the one that gave you the side eye for you to go up there in the first place, and you smack the shit out of this dude. And let's take it a step further.
Go take it there,
This,
Billsley.
this is a showing of what type of woman she is. And this is what I mean by that.
As you take a sip.
If you if your woman loves, cares, thinks about you, even want to protect you, right? Why would you let this man go up on the stage, not only ruin his career now? I mean, I don't know how long this will last, but he's already got deals taken from him from Netflix and different things that were in the works. And think about it. You have friends too that off of your word, they get kudos because of your word. Now that's taken away from him. It's just like when Bill Cosby got into the situation that he got into. Everybody that was so associated with him, their money froze, except for Felicia Rashad, because she made sure. I mean, she was still doing movies and everything. But the thing is, that messes that taints other people's lives because they were associated with you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the people that I feel the most sorry for out of this whole thing are their kids, because now they have a scarlet letter on them for possibly the rest of their life. It's just like being associated with Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson for many years was the standard of entertainment. He had all of these things. It was like magical that just being around this guy. And then these allegations came up, whether they were real or not. I don't believe in it, but that's a whole nother story. But the thing is, now you're dead. And who carries the burden of that? Your children.
Yeah. Parents,
not even your brothers and sisters. Fuck them. And I'm not saying that they should be, held accountable for the actions of what their brother did, but your children will be.
Yes.
And that's what this is why I say both of them are very selfish people for allowing this to happen within their relationship. And then for Jada allowing that man to go upstairs and smack that guy. She has disrespected him. She has done all kinds of things to degrade him, to literally cut this man's nuts off of him and put him in a case of whatever. She's a witch, man. She needs help. She needs freaking help. She's talking about on a Red Table Talk that it's been so long since she's been happy. Bitch, what do I look like? Am I your entertainment? I turned into Joe Pesci at that point in time. Be like, oh, so I'm funny? Like a clown? Am I like a clown to you right now? Who are we to judge? You know what, Charles? You're right. Who are we to judge? But it's just like I used to say about Jerry Springer. You go on Jerry Springer, you tell me about your life. Then all of a sudden you get clapped back for that bull crap. And now all of a sudden you're all like, who are you to judge me? You don't know my life. Maybe I don't know your full life, but I know you just screwed your best friend's cousin right now, or you just screwed your best friend's husband or whatever else. And I know you're a trifling hoe. So that's what I know about you at face value. And I'm not saying people should be judged on their mistakes for the rest of their lives and stuff like that. I'm not saying that. But if you're going to put yourself out there like that and say that you have an open relationship and basically it didn't matter that his feelings were hurt or not or whatever else, man, it's whatever. You're open to that.
Yeah, but to add on to what you're saying is what I always say on this show. You put yourself out there on Jump Street, you deserve as much as the rocks and as much as the roses thrown at you. This is why we should have listened to our moms when they said, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Or in this case, if you don't want nobody to know anything about it, you keep that shit behind closed doors. So it's easy. It's funny. It's easy for throwing no shade at you, Chuck, because I understand what you're saying.
No.
And the thing is, it's easy for somebody or people now saying, well, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You don't know what's going on with their life. When you got a show called The Red Table Talk that's on Facebook, that is shown to millions of people. I think they have at least like 4 to 10 million.
Well, do it like The Rock. In the millions.
And millions. Up there, fans watching this show religiously.
Whoo.
And for anybody that's sitting there saying this mess, you're the ones that are sitting back watching this. You're probably the same ones that I said on the last show that I said on this show, who was memeing Will Smith's picture when he was crying and had to take all that crap that Jada was saying on the other side of that table about the entanglement. Y'all was sitting there memeing it. Oh, this is what happens when I didn't make it to the bathroom on time. Oh, this is me when I know I have to go to work on Monday. Oh, this is me when I found out I had to do a double. Oh, this is me when I just found out that my man just cheated on me for the 15 years.
No.
So the shade is real.
Oh my gosh.
These are the same. And see, people like to say core of opinions. I don't believe in the core of opinions. I don't even think it even exists. You want to know why? Because the person chose to put themselves out there. You just basically said, hit me.
Right.
Hit me.
Right.
Give me with your best shot. And then when you start to hear nerve, and this is not mainly from the people, but this is mainly also from the person that's putting themselves out there. Unfortunately, it's Jada and Will, but I'm going on Will's perspective. You allowed this shit to happen. Even though majority of this is not your fault, you still take blame. You still allow this to happen as a man. And it goes back to the comment that Chuck put. He put another comment right here. Just look at it real quick. They're broken. Their marriage didn't fix with. Yeah, no, it did not. And it goes back to what Bill was saying. It was scarred because of Tupac. And when you were saying that, Bill, I forgot exactly. I was about to add into it, but you was on the roll. I didn't want to interrupt you. It's just that. And I see that with girls nowadays. I think a long, long time ago, like this one chick, I was trying to get her hooked up, but she kept bringing up her ex that just broke in her heart. And she just using him as that. Well, he did this for me. He did that for me. And I'm sitting there like, hold up, wait a minute. What are you talking about? What he did for you? He basically cheated on you.
Yep.
Why in the world are you still stuck on this too? But he did all these things. Girl, we're in the freaking club. We're in the club. And this is where it gets started. Hopefully that y'all exchange numbers. Nowadays is exchange Instagram or Snapchat or TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all didn't even do that yet. That's how it starts. So I don't know how you and your man, your ex, got started, but that's how it starts.
But I can tell you, I can give you an answer to that. I didn't realize this until later myself. It's not even about the what makes sense about it. It's not even about the logic. That's what I was looking for. It's not about the logic, what you just spilled out there. It's the illogical stuff. Women go, and I'm not saying all because I don't want to hear that shit. I'm not saying all. Some women go by how they feel, how this person makes them feel. No matter how irresponsible, how damaged, how out of control this dude is, they go by how the person makes them feel. And if they make them feel heart palpitations or whatever, or this type of excitement or whatever else, they are willing to step through hell with gasoline underwear to go ahead and go for the feelings of what this person give them. Think about it in this aspect, right? Somebody had brought up a point of what Tupac had said when he was younger. I think a lot of people have seen that when he had the afro or the
high top thing
with the part in the middle of it.
He was with like Digital Underground. Yeah.
Right. So he was like, well, it was a little before that, right? So he was talking about how he went up to girls and everything because of how he was raised by his mom, how he was like always extra nice to like the girls that he loved. You know what I mean? Right. Like he would do anything for them and all this other stuff. And one of them in general had told him, I can't deal with you because you're too nice. And he was like, he was floored. You know, too nice. What the hell is that supposed to mean? You know what I mean? I'm supposed to, he's going by what, in a certain way, society tells you how to go ahead and treat girls. Right. But what he realized at a very young age, I think he was like 16 at this point in time. What he realized at a young age, and I didn't realize until way later, is that girls don't want that. They don't want the super extra nice guy. They want somebody who's damaged. Because a lot of women, especially in this country, are damaged girls. And it's because of how they grew up. It's because of the things that has happened to them, and they have not healed from that type of stuff. Just like Jada Pinkett Smith, she even mentioned in certain interviews or that Red Table thing was talking about how damaged of a person she was. She's telling you, she's giving him all the game of why he should have served divorce papers to her a long time ago. She's giving him all the game at that point in time, and he still wasn't like it didn't penetrate in his head. But the reason why he's like that is because when he was growing up, he saw craziness. I think either in his neighborhood or in his family, and he never, you know what I mean? He never wanted to be that person. Right. And because he never wanted to be that person, he was willing to lower himself, to sacrifice his pride, his his respect that he's owed for the love of his wife, who doesn't love him like that.
And to add on to what you were saying about that, this is why we got people like Kevin Samuels. Not a big fan of Kevin Samuels, because Kevin Samuels actually checked this one chick on what you were just saying, where he was like, why he didn't get the good guy? Well, and the girl, now I'm paraphrasing what she said, but y'all probably might hear nerve for what I'm about to say, what her answer was. Well, I just want, I wanted a bad boy, I wanted to, go out and, have fun and, live my best life. And then when I'm done with that, that's when I go find that good guy who got a great job, got business and got everything going for him. And that's when I marry them and settle down and have kids. And Kevin Samuels and his phrase, for me, every time he say this phrase, it just hit nerve with me in the good way. Can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. As much as I do have like my takes on Kevin Samuels,
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, he does make a lot of sense. And I'm going to continue my point. I'm just going to look at what Chuck said. I disagree. Broken people want to repair them. It's like trying to fix something without a troubleshoot.
I love that he put that up there. And that Charles, that right there, what you put up there is so important.
And that's when and to not just saying this because Chuck put that comment up, I was getting in my spirit. I was like, maybe reason why Will Smith stayed is because he think that he can help her. Think that he could be the knight in shining armor. And I almost said, and this almost slipped. I'm not even lying, my hand to the sky. I almost said, I said Billsley in my thoughts. I was like, Billsley, you kind of saying he's a Captain Save a hoe. I'm not saying that Jay is a hoe.
No,
because that's I mean that's kind of I'm like I was going to mention that because it's like it seemed like Will, seeing what she's been through, she probably told him everything other than before the red table talk. She probably did sit with him and talk with him and like, yo, I came from this area, it was rough and tough. While Will Smith like, damn, North Philly wasn't living with the Huxtables neither, and look how I came out. And he was trying to be like, okay, we both came from the same area. I came out great. You still there. Let me help you get out of there. And that's what he said.
And that's what he said at one point in one of those interviews. But this is what it is. The reason why it was very important that Charles put that up there is because the equation to helping broken people it's not somebody else. It has to be you. It has to be you as a person, and you have to want to go ahead and get out of that darkness and everything like that. Am I saying it's easy? No. Am I saying it's simple for some and not for others? Yeah, it is simple for some and not for others. But at the same time, it is not somebody else's responsibility to go ahead and fix you back up like that. Am I saying you can't be supportive? No, you can be supportive as much as possible. But when it starts eating at you and tearing you down and tearing you apart, that's when it becomes a problem.
Let me see. If I am broken and I don't know how to repair myself, why would I expect someone else who is broken to fix me? Now I'm gonna step in. I'm gonna step in on that one because I feel where Chuck is going and I feel where you coming from too, Bills. So here's my take. I can read this self-help book right here that I read that actually saved my life. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for reading this book. But I could just read this book and don't utilize all the things that's up in here to help change my life. So I get that point. I get that, maybe having two, it's like this. It's like you would never have a great relationship when both people are abusive. That's not going to go too well. That relationship is not going to go that well. As well as a naive individual, no matter if it's girl or boy, going into an abusive relationship. And it hit all the bad triggers with that abusive person. Because guess what? The one thing they're going to have. Oh, really? You going to eat my last box of cereal? Pop. Not promoting domestic violence. So. So, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I'm just going to sum it up like this. Will Smith chose to be with basically a work in progress that he thought he could finish. And so he thought he was the Picasso in this masterpiece, which unfortunately he was painting a good picture, but she wasn't liking it. She's just basically like, well, since I am here, I'm just going to, sit back and relax. And Chuck said, no such thing as a life that's better than yours. I mean, yeah, because I'm agree with you. The reason why I'm agree with you too in the stick, Chuck, is because I'm not gonna say once again, somebody could have $1 billion. Somebody could be worth billions. But behind closed doors is the most broken, most sad individual that you could ever meet. But we will never know that because they keep it behind closed doors. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the other part that people don't understand neither. Somebody that is worth $1 billion and making $1 billion every day, behind closed doors, could be the same jolly, happy, smiley person that you meet on the side of the street.
Yep.
So we like to lean on, well, money is the root to all evil. For others, which is me, without money is the root to all evil. Because guess what? To bring everything into the middle, we all need money. Mm-hmm. Because if you think money is the root to all evil, you go ahead and give me that dead white president. Go ahead, put that Benjamin, put that freaking George Washington, put it in this hand. I want to see how you're going to make it through your next rent, your mortgage payment, your car loan, or your electric bill, water bill, and all these other crazy bills that they got in Texas, definitely in this state right here, definitely in Virginia, your property tax. Let's see how all of those going to get paid. Tell that to them. Tell that to the debt collector. Hey, money's root to all evil anyway. Yup. Well, guess what? You better call me Lucifer. Where's the payment? So with all that being said,
that's it.
You cannot change nothing around. Yeah. And see, I saw that, and that's when I stopped with my thought. So Will Smith, we can all agree that Will Smith had everything going on that we didn't know nothing about. Mm-hmm. But he chose that. Let me see. Correction. Love of money is the root to all evil. I can't agree with that.
That's what the book says. I got him. I know what he's talking about.
Yeah. I agree. Because I ain't gonna lie, I love. Did I say I love money? But I think with things what people do with money, that's the root to all evil. Because money can do also great things too as well. Help out the community. Can help out with your mom paying off, giving your mom a house. What's the first thing a drafted athlete always say? I'm gonna build my mom a house. Never want to build a dad a shit. Like, damn, you ain't gonna give your dad a brand new car, a brand new truck. I know dad looking like, if you give your mama a house, I'm gonna have to deal with her all day. Because she said this house is in her damn name. I gotta hear her noise. Like, damn. But still. But still. But the thing is this. Will Smith had all this going on. And it sucks that she still had love for Tupac, who's no longer here, rest his soul. My thing is this. There's a lot of Will Smiths out there. There's a whole lot of, let me see, built mama that house and still be dead inside. Yeah. So there's a lot of Will Smiths out there. I'm trying to get my composure. We all have that one friend that had that wife or had that girlfriend that all the things that they try to do for them could take them to trip to Hawaii, could buy them a brand new car, build them a brand new house, give them a family, or give them a job. And he's sitting with the fellas, and he's the one throwing the drinks back to back. And you like, dude, you good? We all got that friend. We all had that homie that just don't even want to go home because he's like, damn, I could give you the stars and you still not pleased because you compare me to somebody who done all these things for you or done these things for you and left you in the dust. And for Will, I don't know if she was she dating Tupac or she just had a crush on him.
It was like on and off. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It was like they started out and then they became friends after that. And like but he was always they were always connected together at some point because of that. Yeah, you're right, Charles. But that's what it is. It was, they always had some type of connection together, regardless of how their careers went. I mean, even, you know, Will didn't say this, but he was like, he had a chance to meet him when him and Jada first got together, and he never talked to him because he said it in a way of, he just felt like he couldn't or whatever else. But the bottom line is, you felt like you were being compared to this guy.
Yeah,
And so so you go ahead and talk to this dude. He pops off on you. He's probably going to kill you. So the thing is, that's the thing. You were afraid. You were afraid. Just say that. But this is another thing. It's two things that comes to mind. One is, no one is expressing the arrogance of Will Smith in this. And what I mean by that is, you were arrogant enough to believe that you were good enough in such a way that you could change this person with your lifestyle and your thought patterns and stuff like that. But at the same time, on the other side of that is that, have you noticed no one before, I mean, especially after this popped off with the August thing, no one has ever said that I want that Will and Jada love, or I want a woman like Jada Pinkett Smith. You would hear women say that they would want a guy like Will Smith even before they got together. But have you ever heard anybody say, I want a woman like Jada at all? I can't think of anybody. I know a lot of whores in my lifetime. I'm talking about dudes. I'm talking about dudes who would just go ahead and mess with anything almost. I've never heard out of their mouths say something like that.
Did Kendrick Lamar actually had a verse in this song? I want that Will and J love. Maybe
I have no idea.
I
have no idea.
Chuck, help me out, or anybody who's watching right now. Was it a verse where he said, I want that Will and J love? I guess he want to go back and take that shit out there.
He probably
cut that verse.
He probably will.
Cut that verse.
Or then again, he probably got the same type of stuff going on in his house, man. You just never know, man.
But
he never know.
But probably he would take that verse out only in August. So he probably just take it out in August, and then when September hits, put it back on there. Put it back on there. Yeah.
Jada and Pac love. That's right. I'm dead. You still want me. Thugnificent at its best. Fuck that. I mean, let's be real about it.
Yeah.
If we ever, we get women or whatever else, you want to be remembered like that. She's an alpha window. Oh, it was. That was.
Wow. I thought it was Lamar.
I mean, she's an alpha widow. What they call alphas, but that's a whole nother meaning for real. But yeah, she's an alpha widow. You know what I mean? She's longing for that dude. I mean, to the point that you got your little girl at 11 writing letters to Tupac, talking about, please come back and make my mommy happy. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
No role model. Yeah.
Yeah, no role model. And just to think deeper on this, not going down the rabbit hole, because sometimes when you actually use your logic in situations like this, you could just read this thing like a book. You could just be like, and then when it all starts to come out, as they say, they say this is around the DC area, Virginia area. When it starts to come out the wash, we found out that, oh shit, we was right.
Yep.
Because majority of the people, ones that use logic and use common sense, don't say much. I had Major tell me this. He says, the quiet man hears everything. Now, that may sound cornier on the surface, but literally think about that. You got that one person, quiet, don't say nothing, reserve, and everybody else talking about everybody else's business. Who am I going to be more nervous and afraid of after all that? The person that knows, person that's running their mouth about it, or the person that's just sitting down observing, don't say anything.
The one that's quiet is always like an assassin.
Right.
You don't know where you're like, damn.
Right.
Yep.
Because while he or she may know all the information, but guess who else is saying all that shit? Oh, okay. Cool. Hey, I'll catch y'all later. I'll see you tomorrow morning at the meeting. This freaking AAR meeting is gonna be fun. For anybody in the military, I know Chuck, our battle buddy, he know what an AAR is.
You be tripping.
Mm-hmm. All those people that was talking shit, and you sit back like, when am I going to say something?
Right.
I'm not even gonna say nothing.
Right.
I'm just going look.
Right.
I'm gonna have my popcorn. I'm gonna have my drink. I'm gonna see how many of y'all are gonna continue that same conversation that we had last night. Keep that same energy.
You know what's one of the most uncomfortable feelings I ever had. A lot of people say were
lasagna. And
okay.
There's a cheese. That's how I want.
This dude. I love, dude. Thomas, you know what? I'm gonna say this, Thomas. It's always good to know that some people have not changed.
No,
you're one of them. Your common sense and how you roll with stuff and how you say it's awesome. It's a blessing. Actually.
Yes, it is. I miss Chuck. I miss you, Chuck.
But the most one of the most uncomfortable feelings is to be in a room and you kind of know a lot of stuff on a lot of people, and all this information is swirling around you, but you're just standing there. You're like, wow, this is crazy.
Right.
You're like,
and then it breaks when all of a sudden you hear that they're talking about you. Really? You feel
I think
that
that's funny.
way? Yeah. You gonna say something about me? Fine. You forgot I was at that party right there. I was sitting in the couch while y'all was saying all these things and all that stuff. Gotcha. And that's when, like they say, as our boy Bazaars will always say, boom, goes the dynamite. And so with that, we miss you too, Chuck. Bro, you damn right, bros, for life. So going back on Will Smith. So Will Smith is trying to paint a picture, but unfortunately, he's making stick figures. And I think this is the reason why they have an open relationship. I believe it was an agreement that since we can't treat this as a marriage, which what you said on the past show, y'all need to tune into the last show. The last show was great. The point that Billsy made on the last show, and you can tell if I'm wrong, they was married on paper. And what he is saying is coming full circle now. Since we can't be actually by definition married, what do you want? It seemed like I'm not satisfying you to Tupac standards. Why don't we stay together? Probably for the sake of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Which goes back to the point what you were saying, you feel more sorry for the kids. Let's all do our own thing. Let's keep this home together.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep our kids together. Let's not, because Will was making a lot of movies. What Jada's last hit movie was Set It Off. Poetic, was it? Poetic Justice was Janet Jackson, right? Tell me if
I thought her very last one was
Jason Lyrics.
Is it Jason Lyric?
Jason
Okay.
Lyric. I don't remember her from that movie. Let's be for real. Everybody know her from. Everybody know who was the star in that movie. It was God damn it, her face is in my eyes. I can't remember her name. The comedian. I forgot.
Which
Damn.
one? She was in a movie with a comedian?
Yeah.
Are you talking about Tiffany?
Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah.
Everybody, that's the first time I ever heard Tiffany Haddish's name. It's from that movie.
Yeah.
You know, let me see. I
think it was Girls Trip or something like that.
Didn't want or need. Yep. And that's exactly what I'm saying, Chuck. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yep.
You know? And look at it. Girls' Night was Jada's last
Girls'
movie.
Night. That's what.
Yeah,
It was
Girls'
called.
Night. Yeah, Girls' Night.
There you go.
But let's be for real. If you tell anybody about Girls' Night, that movie, you think they gonna mention Jada first?
No.
Think about it. Who else you knew that starred in the movie, unless you watched it?
Right.
People, because when that movie first came out, my hand to the sky. When I first heard about that movie, everybody was raving about Tiffany Haddish, and I didn't even know Tiffany Haddish was in the. She was in the game like that, but
She was in it for a while. She was doing stand up, and then like I think this was one of her first big movies that she was ever in.
And so yeah. You had who else you had in there? You had freaking Queen Latifah, and you had who's that other chick that was up in there? I remember her from the Black Girl.
You had a handful of well-known actresses in this movie, including Jada, but at the same time, she wasn't the main focus. And I think I see what you're saying.
Right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Yeah. But so we can't, when we think about a Jada movie, Girls Trip is not going to come up.
No.
Movies like Set It Off, movies like what I said, Jason's Lyrics. Those are movies that pop up for me because guess what? Those are cult classics for us, Black folks. It's like a Black person not knowing what the color purple is, or seeing the color purple, or seeing Roots, or seeing Harlem Nights. You will look at them with the side eye like, who? KU was Tiffany's first movie.
Yep. Oh yeah, see, there you go. There you go.
And that movie was hilarious, by the way. About that small little cat that got lost. All right, I got touch boards. All right, but see, that's the thing. You only known for those two movies.
Yeah.
Two. Oh, no, well, one was What's that?
Don't forget Shame.
And then Shame.
And Abbey Way.
Yeah. Chuck is supposed
to kind of low down there. Yep. See, Chuck on it, man.
Yeah.
But it's just it kind of goes back to what I heard this comedian had said. I forget this guy's name, but he's awesome. He was like, I don't see what the big deal was. He's like, Jada been bald headed for a long time. What the hell?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Crawford, Lavelle Crawford. Lavelle Crawford.
That dude could barely breathe, but he was he had me cracking up. He was like, that girl been bald headed for a long time.
Because half the crowd, I won't say half, like a little bit of the crowd was like, oh, he's like, man, fuck y'all. She been bald. But when he said that, he said something like, if it was me, I would have shot up to a song. What was the song? Get it jiggy with it. Pop, pop, pop,
yeah,
pop.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He was he plays the song as an introduction to get on stage, and then makes he killed them, man. I mean, he is a fool. But
what he was saying, if you take the comedy out, he was exactly right. He was exactly right, and I was happy. Like what I was doing on the show, how he was putting at the people, how he was pointing at them, and sitting there telling them like, y'all the same ones. Y'all the same ones that was making fun of Will Smith during his time of fame, even though he did deserve it. But he didn't deserve the backlash, and y'all making fun of him. Now all of a sudden y'all care about, she had what's that disease she got?
I know what you're talking about. So some balding disease that, from my understanding, is curable. But I mean, I don't know, man.
And then Jada was in the second and third and recent Matrix movies. But here's the thing. Who knew about that?
Like, I didn't remember that.
Right. Everybody's going to remember for when you think about the Matrix, who's the first two names that come to mind? I'm already going to tell you. Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
When you think of Shane, Keen Ivory Wayans. And then you got Jada Pinkett Smith.
Right.
When you think of Jason's Lyrics, you think about Jada Pinkett Smith and something.
The light skinned dude. Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
light-skinned dude. Yeah. He
When
was
you
like
think
in
of
all these other movies.
when you think
Yeah.
about Set Off, you think about damn Queen Latifah was playing a lesbian. Then you think
Yeah.
about and then you got what's her favorite? Vivica Fox with her fine. Ooh, whew, she's still fine
When
still.
she
But yeah,
when she was fine, dude.
yeah,
That's when she was fine.
yeah.
Then she
When
went
she
on and
was
got some
super
plastic
fine, yeah,
surgery and,
yeah.
and was licking 50 Cent's booty hole and everything like that. I
So
was like, wow. You know what I loved about that situation? She tried to go ahead and call him out on some bull crap that they all were talking about and said that he likes it in the butt. And then he go ahead and respond because you know how 50 is. He was like, oh, that time you cuffed me and you know you went up under and you started licking my ass, but I couldn't move nowhere because you had me cuffed. The very next week, I apologize for that. He's a really good guy. You know, all of this. I don't mean no malice on him. Yeah. That's called moonwalking. That's what you just
straight
Michael
moonwalking.
Jackson. She was moonwalking so bad. Michael Jackson was like, "Bat, you stole my move." What the?
No, she not only just moonwalk, she moonwalked stage left. Like
Yeah,
dude. She
left that alone.
She gonna come back. I mean, she was stunting there for a minute. She thought she was eating. Oh, no, take that back. No, she thought, she was eating all right. She was eating some booty cheeks.
She was a juggernaut until he opened his mouth because you know how he is. He started opening his mouth. He said he'll say a little bit and then you'll shut up. But if you don't shut up, he got a whole load for you. Oh, he's ready.
Mm-hmm. He almost had a whole load of shit, but hey, that's between them.
Yeah. But, oh my gosh.
But to continue on, when all those movies I said, Jada was either first or she was second.
Mm-hmm.
Her movies lately, she's just a role player, like literally a role player. She's like now she's in a career where snap, do I remember her? Do she? Oh, that's Jada. You know, I mean, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but you do get to a point in your career where you're not the flavor of the month.
Yeah,
you would get like that.
But that's what happens when your ego is taken down. I mean, let's think about it this way. At one point in time, Will Smith was known as a guy who, you know, did everything, and he would like do all this acting, and then he was talking about like getting in shape and stuff, talking about what he would rather die on the treadmill than to let somebody else beat him or whatever else. And then all of a sudden he came out with this thing about, you know, he's going to rebuild himself back to get in shape and all this other stuff. Had a documentary and all that stuff. And then it stopped. Why? Why did it stop? Because this guy go on and makes a statement and says, I feel okay with my dad bod, right? And I'm like, oh, that's some lame shit. That's lame, man.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you got everybody. Yeah, you got everybody supporting you. I mean, like I go back to this. Before The Rock was doing it, it was Will Smith that was putting up inspirational videos, telling everybody you should get back in shape. You should wake up inspired. This is what I'm about to do. He did this all on YouTube. He even brought it on Instagram, but you will mainly see it on YouTube. And and while he was saying that, the one word that popped into my mind is facade. It's a facade. Good night, fellas. Enjoyed y'all. Hey, Thomas, thank you for coming in, man. You need to bring your ass back on the show and continue watching. Don't forget to share the show, man. Great hearing from you and being part of the conversation. But it was a facade. All what happened. I mean, I'm happy that you brought that point up because now we are putting the pieces together for y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody else gonna keep talking about the surface, the details on the surface. We're going deeper here. We're putting the puzzles together because right now I think we pretty much accurate, very accurate, because it's putting everything together. Because this man was like I say, he was trying to paint a pretty picture to a broken woman, and since he thought that he came from a broken space, came from a bad area like she did, and he came up well and strong, or as they would say, picked himself up by the bootstraps. Let me go ahead and show her. And so, unfortunately, She got the boot, she got the strap, she got those nice, beautiful Timbs. But unfortunately, she having trouble tying it. And he think that if he could just go up in there and tie it, everything would be well. But no, he's finding out he finding out the hard way. She's not allowing him to do that. So she allows somebody else or other people to do that for her while he's doing the same thing too. And so, but then what's the best way to keep the heat off your family? Pretend everything's okay. Pretend everything's all right. So now you got to put his staff, the people that's allowing this mess to happen, seeing it that's happening. The publicist, I guarantee the publicist was like, yo, eventually this shit's gonna come out. So you need to do something to distract them. Why don't you just do positive videos and all that stuff? It's been a while since you made a movie. You know, you haven't some of the movies you've been making haven't been hitting hard as Independence Day or Men in Black, the first one, or what's that one where he played the freaking caddy? I don't even think that was a good movie.
I forget.
Yeah,
Will Smith has had so many freaking movies, man. It's ridiculous.
I hit and miss. It was like I feel like after Independence Day, he had a lot of movies that were hit and miss, and then but I think that one movie he made where he was like the only man on earth, where he came up with that serum to cure people. I forgot what that movie was called.
Yeah,
I Am Legend or something like that?
Yeah, I think so.
Because that movie.
It had a bunch of robots and stuff in there.
I Am Legend, where he was like a cop and he was against the robots. Yeah, I think that's I Am Legend. And then there was the one where he was on Earth. When he was on Earth and he was fighting those people that only come out at night. Those two movies hit. Those movies were good. The rest of his movies, like Men in Black, was it Man in Black 2 or Man in Black 3? Where it was like,
No, you got to remember his worst one was Wild Wild West, from my understanding, and everybody usually reference that when they reference a dud that he's made. But I was like, dude, you got to remember, you can't always knock him out of the park like John Travolta. John Travolta seems like every damn movie he makes, it turns into a cult classic. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and see. Sorry, I gotta plug in my freaking thing. And the thing is about that, I agree with that because Robot was the cop movie fight. Oh, okay. Robot was the cop movie fighting the robots. Okay, cool.
Fighting the robots, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. But
so you had it right. Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, for me, he was probably, because now it's making sense. What's the best way to get over your problems? For us regular folks, we either drink a lot. Unfortunately, we had that happen. People drink a lot. We go to the beach, or we just stay at. I would say the top two: drinking and work. People hide themselves in their work, and I'm just talking about the simpletons like me and my boy Billsley. We either hide in our work, we stay after hours. We see it in the military like all the time, where we see freaking officers and NCOs that just basically just sit in the office and they working, and you ask them like, why you sit here and work hard? Because the work ain't gonna fix itself. It's not gonna get work. They would give you that, or they'd be like, oh, I just love my job. And he'd be like, okay, all right, cool. You do you, but for a fact
don't want to go home.
Right. And you just know. You just get a sense of what's happening and what is going on. Where he creates all right, cool. Thank you, Karen. So that, and then I go back to the story that example earlier in the show about that one friend that's dragging them back. We out here trying to have a good time, and he's literally drinking his freaking soul out over here. Like, dude, that's like your 8th fucking shot. You not only just having a shot, you having a gun. You got all the goddamn bullets. Bang, bang. Like
Exactly.
you good? You double fisting over here.
Yep.
Like what is going on? And that's us. But talking about this, it looks like Will, his escape, let me make these positive videos
Yep.
to people that are in my situation or going through something. Let me show them that everything's okay and all right. And I promise you, it with the millions of views that he was getting on these videos, he was touching people's lives. And then
But
let me get wrapped up in making movies. So
yeah,
I'm a movie star. I got all this going on. I might as well just use this as my as I escape as my escape to what is going on at the house. But go ahead.
but you know what scares me about this whole situation? It's kind of two things, right? Um, one, um, naturally, the Black community, when anything happens that's pertaining to like a hero or whatever else, everybody gets super invested in it. And my whole thing
Yes.
was, usually I'm never super invested in something like this unless it kind of hits home. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Or you can kind of relate to it. And that, I think that's what a lot of people are doing. They're taking pieces of this and seeing how it reflects within their life, right? But the other thing that really is scaring me is what I heard somebody say online. This person was like saying this guy really needs help because either something bad might happen in this if this continues, like he might kill himself or something. And I'm not wishing that on anybody. What I'm
Yeah.
saying is you get tormented so much at a time. At some point you got to be able to be like, dude, I need to take care of myself. I need to let
Yeah.
this go and do something else in order before something bad happens from this. And basically, as we all can see and tell, that this woman does not care for his best interests, even though his deal is to care for the best interests of not only her but his kids. It's not so much even himself. I think it's more about her than anybody else.
Yeah.
But the thing is, in the process of that, um, you I'm telling you, it just seems like you got to be careful. And then at the same time, let me take it a step further. I think, and this is me me just saying this, I guess, I don't think he ever got over his first wife, because if you notice, even after he married Jada, right, he was like saying that, the other one could have worked out. It's just that we weren't willing to do the work. Now, this is before we knew any of this craziness, right, that has
Mhm.
happened within their relationship. How do you think Jada probably felt when he said that? Will Smith is an achiever. He don't like taking L's, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
You try to hand him an L, he will go ahead and spin your eye over that. You know what I mean?
Right.
He is willing to take. He's only about W's, and so I really believe in certain aspects of his life, he felt like that still could have worked out if they had, worked differently about it. And I'm like, that's not a cool thing to say. You know what I
No,
mean?
it's not. It's just as worse as having Jada said that Tupac was the best thing that ever happened to her. So I think
Exactly.
it's a balance, but it's an unhealthy balance. Um,
Yeah.
and I guarantee you, I promise you, his Will Smith's ex-wife, I guarantee she's probably thinking the same damn thing too. Like, yeah, she probably just hearing that part, I guarantee you they still message each other, and I guarantee you she's checking in on them, or if they're not, I guarantee you she's worried about them. I guarantee you she was like, "That's not the Will that I know. That's a Will. That's not a Will asking for help. That's a Will that
Hmm.
is going through some stuff, and he's had enough." So
Yeah.
that's honestly what I think his ex-wife is probably thinking, because it seemed like they didn't break up on bad terms.
No, from my understanding, it was more in a mode of um, it's the same thing that they were saying about this relationship. They were young. Um, he had his ideas of what fame was, and he realized
Right.
that
And they started
it wasn't
going
that,
apart.
and that's when they drifted apart. Right.
Right.
But
Fame,
I mean, yeah, and it's crazy, man. That whole thing is just crazy completely, you know. But I don't know, man. My hope is that something good comes out of this. I think in a certain way, I don't think this will ruin his career if, you know, as long as nothing else happens. But, you know, the sad part about it is just like what they said about Chris Rock. You know, he will be forever associated with getting
with the
smacked the hell
slap.
out of.
The
And
slap.
so and so the thing of it is, you look at it when that happened, I looked at him, I was like, dude, he looked like a kid who, you know, who get picked on, and he had to take it. And so I'm pretty sure he went through it. But then I found out today that, dude, this guy has 10 brothers. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh my gosh. So he really did. I don't think he really did have to go through that like on a regular basis, because you got 9 other dudes, all right, that's in your squad. Yo, it is no way. And so apparently his brother is a stand-up comedian.
Oh, we talked about Chris Rock, right? Yeah. Talk about Tony Rock. Yeah, I agree with everything what Tony Rock said. I agree. I agreed.
He went the hell off. And I was like, oh my gosh, yo. I mean, and I was in my head, I was like, if this is real, you know what I mean? If he's meaning what he said, Will better watch his back.
Right. and so and the thing is, with that is sad, I guarantee you, Will went home in tears before they decided to do an open relationship. I guarantee he was one of those guys. Like I said, there's a lot of Will Smiths out there. If you're watching this show and you're going through the same thing that what he's going through right now, we're here for you. That's why we're going to talk about it. And I know we're running out of time on the show. That's why I'm having another part 2, and I invite Billingsley to join us again. But we're going to talk about it. And so he's one of those types that probably sits up in his car like, yo, what the fuck did I got myself into? Why did I think that I can repair a freaking Humvee? Even with the freaking book of instructions, I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
You know,
it's ego.
Yeah,
it's ego. Some of it is ego. It's just believing that you're beyond certain things. Only reason why I can truthfully say that, because I have found myself in a similar situation, not like open relationship type situation. What I'm saying is believing that your positive attitude in what you believe is good can overshadow everything. Like you can love on everything and it'll be okay. But the stupid part about that is when you're doing that, it's not only you. It's about, if it's, you know, if you're married, it's you and that person. If you have kids, it's you and those multiple kids that you have. It's multiple different personalities. And even if you made these personalities, it's going to be their own. So you can't extend your positivity on everybody, because how you process things is way different than how other people process things.
Right. And I was going to add on to the point too. And you used perfect when you said that. Like when I said that you can have the instructions to how to build a Humvee, it's different than you rebuilding the freaking 68 Mustang. 68 Mustang. Oh, it's great. It's wonderful. Does not mean you can rebuild any goddamn car or any damn truck. That just know you just know how to. You just had the expertise of rebuilding, but when it comes to rebuilding a Humvee, it's different, because guess what? You gotta learn that shit inside and out, and then also you don't know
inside and out.
Right. You don't know the history of who had the car, a Humvee. You don't know the history if it had been in accidents. You don't even know the first part from here, from there. You gotta read the whole entire manual or get with somebody who has a history of working with Humvees. You just can't jump in there and thinking that, oh yeah, since I did a Mustang, I know I can do this. You can get stabbed at it. And that's where I see Will Smith at. And Will Smith Now, let's go ahead and give y'all an update, and y'all probably already heard. Even though he took himself off the Oscars, he's no part of the Academy no more. That does not mean he stops being an actor. The difference is his movie's not going to be on that high scale. People don't understand in the movie industry, for them to even to get nominated, they have to do a thing called, like in politics, they have to push the campaign. They have to tell the people that's on the Academy, that's the hey honchos, hey, this movie right here, this movie need to be in this category. They do politics, they do campaign for their movies. Unfortunately, his movies would not be a part of that campaigning in that process since he stepped down for being with the Academy. Now,
I mean,
his movie, his movies can still go to theaters, but it's going to be in select theaters. Now, y'all certain movies, or you see certain trailers at the theater where they say at select theaters. That's where Will Smith is now. That's where he's at.
Yep.
And so, do we have enough money to get into other theaters? I would say yeah, but he don't got that Tyler Perry or that Oprah Winfrey type money,
Right.
So if freaking Tyler Perry decides to get away from the Academy Awards, this dude got a freaking his own fucking Hollywood in Atlanta. Yeah. He ain't gonna have no trouble getting in the freaking theaters. Because he probably might know this person, probably know that person. Now, Will probably do know these people, that person, this person, this person, that person. And it goes back to what you're saying. Going back to what you're saying, he's not going to be canceled for this. He's probably going to lose a lot of credibility to his name and deals and stuff. But I promise you, there's going to be a lot of people that he know in the game that's still going to help him out to get to the theaters and all that stuff. But just because he stepped down for the Oscars is nothing. It's not over.
Snap. The volume went down. Damn.
Oh shit! Can you hear me?
Yeah, the volume went out.
Oh, it's back in. Yeah, I can hear you. You good? Yeah. So, because people said this is the downfall. This is the start of the downfall for Will Smith. In a way, I agree. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, you can't hear me. Oh, you can't hear me. Damn.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right. Well, somebody called here and ruined it, but I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here because I got to figure out some dinner and everything like that. But I super appreciate you bringing me on here, and I'm gonna let you close it out so I can
cool.
Get some stuff done. But
all right,
I'll talk to you later, bro.
All right, catch you later. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my dog Billingsley. He has some technical difficulties, so we're going to have him back on the show next Monday. This is going to be a conversation that we still need to have because there's a lot of Will Smiths out there. There's a lot of y'all's out there, and we're going to talk about y'all stories because y'all going through it, and that we also going to continue to dissect this evolving story with Will Smith and his situation. So here's my final point. I would do a final thought, but I might as well just keep on going because we went through this thing without commercial breaks. So here's my final thought, and I'm gonna wrap it up like this. I ain't gonna lie, I've been in that situation where I thought this person, even though it wasn't a relationship, I would say it was a case of relation because she was already involved. And I thought just getting, a good morning from her meant everything to me. But the unfortunate thing is, I wasn't the light in her eye. But I was that light in the night, if you catch my drift. But then it started to wear off big. And I just wonder, and it just made me just question myself, is it me? Like, why am I a glutton for pain? And if I had that mind frame that I had then, I had now then, I would have nipped that in the butt. Because number one, you're not actually mine. You're temporarily mine. And two, I got to look out for me. Because if I had to get with you and do all these hurdles so that you don't get caught, but I'm the one doing majority of the work, then why am I still here? I'm sacrificing what makes me happy to make you happy. This is not how it's supposed to work. And I would have just been like, I'm done. It may hurt a little bit, but over time, thinking about it, it would be the best decision I would have made during that time. Now, I don't know how deep you probably in this relationship, even if it's the same situation of mine or the same relationship situation like Will's. Just know this: you do have a role to play, a part to play. And what I mean by that is you can continue on this journey that I'm going to tell you that it's not going to get any better. You think you was dealing with potholes? Now you're going to start dealing with big ass cracks. Y'all know those roads that's probably outside your door that the freaking state haven't fixed yet? Where it seemed like the roads have been there since freaking 1920s because the state didn't decide to repave it? That's what's going to be ahead. That's what's coming. Are you going to have little breaks in between where it's smooth road? Yeah. But trust me, you could go right back to the bumpy, the cracks, and all of that. Or you could decide to exit, take that exit, and go on your own. Stand up for yourself. And literally say, what is making me happy? Is this making me happy? Is me coming home, sitting in my car, crying my eyes out? A grown man crying his eyes out because he don't want to go in the house and deal with this mess. Where I bust my ass, put food on the table, pay my part in the bills, do whatever you want, and I still get disrespected. But still, I stay. Your tears matter when my tears are portrayed as sweat and just continue on doing what I'm doing, and that it doesn't matter at the end of the day. That you finally grab your nuts and you like, look, and this is not you saying this to her, it's for you saying it to yourself. If I'm not happy, I'm out. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Yes, it's going to hurt because you're going to remember when she was nice to you. You're going to remember when she did all the good things for you. You're going to remember those things. But then you also got to remember, too, the reasons why she did that. It was either because she wanted something, or two, you did something for her that you didn't want to do. And how many times did she do it? Was it just only on rare occasions? Or she just do that when you did the things that you didn't want to do? You do have a role to play. Either you continue on the journey, or you decide to take exit stage left. Even though this is my left and you're right, but you know what I'm saying. But we will continue this conversation. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Big shouts to Billsley for tuning in and joining the show. Hopefully he will be back here on Monday because we're going to continue this conversation, gentlemen. And I want more interactions, and let's talk about it because this story is more than Will. We got a lot of Wills out here. And if you fall into this category, we invite you to be a part of Monday's show. If you have a friend that's going through this, encourage them to watch this show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for tuning in. I have been your host, Donnell Lamonte Morris. I love y'all. I really do. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please tell your friends and family about the show. We'd like to thank our friends, Sky Zone Society, for sponsoring this show. Thank y'all. Salute. I am outro. I've been your host, Donnell Lamonte Morris. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's been real. Excuse me. See y'all next Monday for part 2 of Let's Have a Conversation. Men. Love y'all. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm flipping, spitting these lyrics. Got you feeling what I be saying like you caught the Holy Spirit now. I done went through some shit up in my past, but it fertilized my future. Now I'm harvesting my cash. I like them pretty, but they can't be hot, so did it. Talking like I'm gon' buy what you want, you think it's silly, girl.